Hello and welcome to another informational video from Houston RC. Today we're going to be taking a look at the new car from Kyosho, the MR-04. This current car, or I guess by the time the video comes out, hopefully you guys can buy it, so it will be a current car, is going to be offered as a number 3 Corvette as well as a number 4. The C8R or C8.R edition. This one is model number 32356 GMW, I believe gunmetal white. 32356 GMR gunmetal red. These are also going to be offered as auto scale bodies. So this is the gunmetal red. And this is the gunmetal white. There will be another one released very soon, and we'll have our video up on that as well. All right, let's get right into it. So the MR-04 is replacing the MR-03. This is, it would be fitting to have a Corvette, Chevrolet Corvette. So this is the outgoing number 3. This is exactly how it was if it came out of the box. The only things we do to him is we put different wheels, tires, bearings. We love putting on wheel nuts that are aluminum. Let's put that down there. And let's get right into it. So let's open up this guy. Today's video, we're going to be unboxing, talking to you about the MR-04, and then maybe some track video footage as well. So when you open the box, it's pretty straightforward. So I'm just going to go to opening it, and you guys can kind of listen to the music or just listen to the sounds the box makes. As always, Kyosho does a great job at packaging it. It comes out clean. Don't throw the box away. This is probably the most important part in the box that nobody opens, the manual. So MR-04 rear wheel drive. This is replacing the MR-03 ready sets. This paper is kind of important too. So if you're wanting to know what the offset the car came out with, you can see this model LL just means it's a 98 millimeter. Here's your chart. Front wheel offset 3, rear is 3. If you're planning on racing, we don't recommend running this offset for this body. We typically recommend 0 and 1s in the front, and in the rear, if it's wide enough, R3, or if it's not wide, if you're running 0 in the front, run an R1 in the rear. On some wider, newer chassis, you can get away with running 0s all around. It's better to have a car that has tons of steering and then back down the dual rate on your steering than to run a wide offset. Anyways, let's see what else is in the box. I love these little tiny cones to set up at home. This is a wheel nut wrench. If you don't have one of these cool Houston RC ones, you can run the stock one till you get one of these. And then this guy here is for, hopefully you guys can see it better. This is to push the bind button. Some little spare parts, some pinions, motor plates that allows you to change your gearing. And then this is the, I believe, KT531 radio. Yep. So 531p, 2.4 gigahertz. Stock radio, but believe it or not, feels really good in the hands. Runs on, the whole platform runs on AAA batteries, so that's the cool part, is there's no LiPo batteries to charge, just AAA. And looks like this model was made in September of 2024. Again, at the time this video is released, you guys should hopefully have them at your local hobby shops. You can also find them on HoustonRC.net. All right, let's get back to the chassis body. So you can open it multiple ways. The way I prefer is just take your hobby knife and kind of cut the tape first that's holding the side. Again, they do a great job packing. Once you cut that, you can pretty much lift this part back and lift this from underneath like that. And then this is what you're trying to get to. So this is one way to do it. You just unscrew it. The second way is to actually take the body, which I'll show you the second way. So you just pop the left, pop the right. Then once it's up, go forward and up. So wiggle forward. Actually, we're already there. So once you see this part, this is what I want you guys to hit. So gotta use Kyosho scissors for a Kyosho car. There you go. Once that zip tie is cut, this comes undone pretty cleanly. The second way to do it again is simply unscrew it first. So we're gonna take this guy. Again, righty tighty, lefty loosey. You can throw this or keep it. That's up to you. So we are looking at the MR-04. So new board. Got several changes. Feels much smoother than the MR-03s do out of the box. So this is the MR-04 chassis. Okay, so let's take a look at the bodies first. So this body came with the MR-03. And I believe these came out at the end of 2023, if I'm not mistaken, at least in our markets. This is the new MR-04. This is a December 2024 release. Feels very similar, just as much flex. Looks beautiful. This is the MR-03. This is the MR-04, the new one. If I'm being honest, the MR-04 feels slightly heavier. Here they are up close. Both are 98 millimeters. If you're wondering why the left kind of looks a little slimmer, it's because it's got Kyosho's low height tires, and these are Kyosho's auto scale 30 tires. Even though they're both 30s, which is a medium, totally different compound. This is the low profile. This is more for auto scale. Okay, let's put them down. Okay, so we got our car open, and now we want to know where we get started from there. So again, this is for somebody that's completely brand new, and maybe either new to racing or just new to the hobby. So let's talk about some, let's call them, I guess, level 1 upgrades or phase 1 approach. So the first thing, in my opinion, that you need is Kyosho batteries. These are rechargeable. We've got several in our rental cars that see weekly use, and they do great. So Kyosho car, we recommend Kyosho batteries. After that, you're gonna need some tires. Again, the tires that come with the chassis, great to look at. You could probably even get your first initial run, but eventually you're gonna want tires. We recommend the Kyosho 30s. These are the super low height slick tire. As you can see, that's what it says here, MZW 40-30. Super thin, and they work really well. We would put this as like a medium. You match that with the rears. Now, if you're new, which is this video is for you, just remember there is a clear bag inside of a pink bag. The pink bag represents that this is a 20 durometer tire, which is basically a soft. The white bag are going to be 2 right tires. The pink are 2 left. So ideally you want to pair one of these with this as a left and right, and one of these with this as a left and a right. To show you, if I can zoom in, let me grab my MR-03. See how it says Kyosho right here? I don't know if you can see that. So where my finger is, it says Kyosho. On the other side, it'll say 20L. Let's see if we can find that. Again, look at where my finger is. That actually says 30R. So this is 30R. So this is one of our rental cars. So it looks like we have a harder compound on there. So again, don't make the mistake, which we've all made, is we just open the bag and put 2 random ones on. The tread is different, to our rights and to our lefts. So that's your tires. Eventually, as you get more into it, you're gonna want some wheels. Again, Kyosho car, Kyosho batteries, Kyosho tires. We're gonna recommend some Kyosho wheels. So this car originally came with +3 in the front, +3 in the rear. We're gonna recommend N1 for narrow and 1 for the offset, with W for wide and W2. So we're going to do this so that way the body does not rub. If you're wondering how we know what the offset is, it's very simple. See right here, 3 and 3. So again, Kyosho's Corvette is one of the few bodies that can accept that wide of a tire, but if your plan is racing, we actually don't recommend running that wide. Now, some non-Kyosho parts that we'd recommend are aluminum wheel nuts. So you can pick these up at Houston RC. $4 gets you 5. So when you lose one, you have an extra one. These have a Delrin insert in them, which you can push and reuse multiple times, unlike the nylon ones that just strip. Then we recommend bearings. So that's unfortunately one part where we see every manufacturer kind of skip out on is bearings. So you're going to need $6 worth of bearings for your front. So that'll convert this. See how it kind of stopped? So we'll come back to this. This is me, brand new car, pushing it. And we're going to install this, and then you guys will see again. And then we recommend another for the rear. So this would be completely phased 1 approach. Again, batteries, 4 for the radio, 4 for the car. For the car, we do recommend the rechargeable ones. For your radio, you can go with the normal Duracells or whatever you have at home. Tires to get you going. Wheels if you need them. Again, you can reuse those wheels, bearings, and wheel nuts. So again, phase 1 approach. I'm not going to mention T-plates. I'm not going to mention tire tape or tire gluing or any of the stuff that we see are like phase 2, phase 3 guys doing that have been around a while. This is strictly if you're new and wanting to know, what do I need just starting out? This is what you need. Okay, so I've just read the manual, as you should as well, since again you're new and that's why you're watching this video. So you've read the manual, and the first thing you're going to do is pick up your radio, push it out, these are just Duracells. You can run rechargeable ones here as well, but we recommend running the Duracells. Make sure you line it up so you don't break anything. So it's pretty solid when you know you get it right. So that's my radio. Now I want you to pay attention here. So this is the MR-04. Notice this gray insert. This is what they are using now for their packaging. So clip just from the bottom. You can lift it up with just like how I did. Don't lose that. This should come up pretty cleanly like that. There should be no force. This was just used to hold this chassis to the box. Now let's put some Kyosho batteries in here. And I like doing one side at a time so I don't make a mistake. Okay, let's see if these come pre-bound from the factory. As always in all things RC, first turn this on, green light comes on. Then what I like to do is I like to turn my wheels one way, and then I'm going to turn it on. The reason I do that is, here, I'll show you why. See how the wheels go straight? That tells me if I'm in if let's say for example I'm outside and I'm in a loud environment, by the wheels going straight, I always know that it's already bound. So to reconfirm that, we're going to go left, right. So I got steering. Make sure your fingers are clear. Let's give it throttle. It's got forward and reverse. One thing I forgot to mention is it's probably best we get rid of the sticker before the motor gets hot. Now, if you forget this step, your motor is just going to, the sticker is just going to kind of burn into it. So that's us off. That's how you turn it on. Okay, now we're going to do the bearings, wheels, tires, and wheel nuts. And let's understand why we're doing that. Even though we said since you're new, you don't need to do any T-plate or any of the racing stuff yet. But I want to show you guys something. This is a brand new kit we open in front of you. Less than 5 seconds. Almost close to 3 seconds. And that's pretty typical. Unfortunately, all manufacturers cut corners when it comes to bearings. So let's assume that's not a fair test, okay? And it's the wheel nuts because they're made of nylon. So I'm gonna try to do this in one single shot so you guys can see there's no tricks or anything. So I've pulled off the wheel. I'm gonna keep it in the same frame. This is one of our Houston RC bearing tools. Really recommend it. This will show you if it's truly bad or not. So I'm gonna hold it as firmly as I can and I'm gonna spin first. And you guys saw my hand barely moved, but that's how it does it. So let's say you're saying, oh, but the top side is heavier than the wheel. So we're gonna flip it. We're gonna give it the best shot possible. That's better. Okay, same shot, but what I'm gonna do this time is I'm gonna show you why our bearings are so popular. Our bearings are ABEC rated 7, and they are probably our highest selling item. We have two variations. We've got a ceramic version as well as a cheap $6 version. So I'm just gonna show you guys, and I can't grab that, but hopefully it's on the same screen. I'm gonna take, I don't wanna mix them, so I'm gonna put it right here. So check this out. I'm gonna take a bearing, put it on there, and take another bearing, put it on this side. So now I've got bearings seated on both sides. Again, we're shooting this in one frame, and watch this, guys. And I just picked up a random bearing from my left side. The entire left side are used bearings that I was running in my other cars. Here's a brand new set which will do even better. This is still spinning and my hand is moving. Let's check the other side. Okay, I prematurely stopped that. And I'm not putting a lot of force. You can kind of see it. I can feel it in my hand. I'm moving, I'm talking. It's still spinning. So this is the reason why our guys love running these in all their cars, not just the Kyoshos. And I'm just gonna stop it so this video is not an hour long. So now I'm gonna take our set, put it on this, and now it's on the car. Let's use their nylon nut. Make it snug and kind of back it a little bit, make sure it's nice and tight. And check that out, guys. I can feel the nylon nut pushing on the bearing and it's still spinning. Now, that's the reason we upgrade bearings. Now that you've seen that, let's continue. So I'm gonna take this wheel nut off. Again, these are the stock Kyosho bearings. I'm gonna go ahead and just put them to the side. We'll donate them to a new kid. Since this car has a lot of red, I'm gonna actually use red wheel nuts. So these are $4 Houston RC wheel nuts. Again, the nylon wheel nuts, they're actually worth holding on to for other projects. Again, we're not gonna edit this. Hopefully it all comes out cleanly so you guys can see it. I'm just gonna do one side. So now we're using aluminum wheel nuts, or aluminium, depending on what part of the world you're in. And check this out. You can already see how much of an improvement we've had. So this is the stock. This is the Houston RC one. I don't know if the microphone's gonna pick up that sound, but this is just our basic bearing. Our ceramic bearings will spin for longer. So we've done that. I'm gonna stop the video here so I can do the other 3 sides. They are $6. Some guys prefer the $20 ceramic sets, some guys prefer the $6. Just remember that you need 4 of them to do your whole front end, and then 4 for the rear end. And these will help you free up the drive line, especially if you're racing. If you're just somebody goofing around at home, then you may not need bearings. Thank you for watching so far, and we'll put some wheels, tires on this car and see how it does on the track. Okay, so we got fresh bearings in the car, we've got wheel nuts, we've got batteries. I kind of want to show you guys how to put the battery on, and then we're going to see how it goes on the track. So let's turn this on first. So the way these Kyosho bodies go on and off, let's get the front end first. Once that's in, just kind of let it drop. Once it's at that point, just pull out. Pull out. Go like this. Then this side, make sure everything's on. Turn this guy on. Check your left, right. Throttle, brake. Okay, I want to talk about training mode versus full mode. So when you get your Kyosho car, it's gonna look like this. So turn it on, holding brake. It's gonna blink like this. This means it is in training mode. You guys will see this and hear it. So that's full throttle. Now the car can stay on or be on the track. I'm gonna turn the radio off, hold full throttle, turn it on 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005. And this time the light will blink and then it goes to solid, just like that. And now listen to how much louder it'll sound. So it's gonna be much louder. Car's on. We're gonna go ahead and move the camera from here and take it around for a few laps. We've got the Kyosho tires on, our Houston RC wheel nuts on. We've got Houston RC bearings on. Let's test the bearings, make sure they're nice and free. So bearings are on. So now let's see how it does on the track. Okay, so our car is on the track. I've got the radio in my hands. The first thing I want to point out is the blinking lights means it is in training mode. That's how it should come from factory. We're gonna leave it on training mode. Next up, I've got steering dual rate. This dial is set to 100. You definitely don't want that. You're gonna break your wing, you're gonna wreck. Let's set it to 60, 70%, and we'll work our way up. It's always better to work our way up, which is more steering, versus starting at full. Throttle trim is favoring reverse. As you can see, the car's not moving, but that means if I hit reverse, it's gonna be very, very responsive. So let's go ahead and just kind of move the rate a little forward. I wanna favor my throttle. This also means that now, when I get on my brakes, it won't be as aggressive. So this is, as you can see, not doing anything. So that's probably too much on the forward. Let's kind of go back. There you go. So find that sweet spot. That's also how you fix it. Steering trim is something we have to drive to do. This is gonna help you understand if it's left or right. So let's zoom out and kind of see if the car's tracking straight. Car looks like it was going to the right side. So all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to my steering trim and go 1 notch. Let's bring it back and try it again. So there you go. So maybe get in the middle. And that's gonna be straight enough for me. Channel 4 we don't care about. That's if you had lights or a gyro. We're not using channel 4 on this car. So we're gonna zoom out, and in training mode, I'm gonna see if it runs around our track. So we're gonna zoom out and focus on the track. So if it looks slow, it's because it's in training mode, and these batteries that we charged, we've had sitting on the table for a while. So right now it's just a shakedown lap to see how it does. I'm checking my steering, I'm checking if it's going forward, if it's going reverse. That's lap 1. This is my lap 2. So I feel like steering is on point. Obviously it's kind of slow. So we're gonna stop right there. We're gonna come right back to the radio. We're gonna try to do this in one scene. So again, back to the radio. So check this out. Car's on the track. I'm gonna turn this off. I'm gonna pull full throttle, 1001, 1002, 1003. Let go. Once that light is solid, I believe, we've got full power. So now, same shot. We're gonna see if it's more power. I can hear it be faster. In fact, I'm gonna have to be careful I don't wreck it now because I got way more speed than I had last lap. You guys can see this video is not sped up, the car's just faster. And again, I don't think the batteries are fully charged right now. I can now also see my steering works well, throttle is good. So everything looks great. Now all we gotta do is find somebody that can drive this properly. Oop, I just made a mistake. That's why we gotta find somebody that can drive it better. So let's go ahead and stop this and see where our Kyosho North American champion is.